Welcome, everybody, to Coach Wads Live and Unfiltered today on March 11th, or whatever day you're listening to this. I appreciate that. If you're here live on TikTok, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. But you can also check this out, the replay on YouTube and anywhere podcasts are delivered or wherever you listen to your podcast. Susan, what's up? Goldie, what's up? Goldie Pizza. I love it. Usually these take a little bit of time to get rocking and rolling, but that's what we're doing today is we're going to talk a little bit of mindset because that's what I do. I'm a coach. And in fact, I help dads and sons together gain unshakable confidence, take back their lives, and build and strengthen their mindset. That's what I do. That's what I'm all about. I'm here to be in service of others, and I want to help you. And today I've got a little bit of a topic that we're going to go over and we're going to chat about while some people join. Robert, what's going on? Metal Mortgage Man, what's up? How are you guys? How's everybody doing today? Wyoming Angler, what's going on? Got a brother, local brother here. How you doing, man? Wyoming Angler. Wyoming. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, life is good, Robert. Good. I'm glad to hear it. What are you working on today? What are you getting into? What can I help you with? How can I help you today? We'll get some people in. We'll rock and roll. But I wanted to share something with you, with everybody. And I'll probably do this a few times throughout the live today, just because you get new people coming in all the time. Um, and I just don't want to leave anybody behind here. Oh, that's interesting. It'll show my live. Sorry, I'm kind of messing with things. I'm good myself, just taking work break. Oh, perfect. What do you do for work, Robert? I'm curious. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. That's all good too. No worries. Just curious. We got some people popping in. Say what's up. Hey, in the chat, say what's up. If you guys are here and you are enjoying what you're seeing, or even if you just pop in for a second, hey, tap, 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 give me those likes. It actually helps the algorithm to know that, hey, other people might want to see this. So I would appreciate that as always. Bambina, what up, Bambina? Tammy, how are you all? One man cabinet shop, dude. I love it. Oh, Robert, that's right, dude. I think I jumped. You were going live. This is a while back, but you were going live and you're in your shop, and I was just watching you work. That was pretty cool. Cody Banks, what's going on? Yeah, Karen Herring. Appreciate you guys all being here. But we are here live, or you're catching this on the replay for everybody that's not here live right now, catching it on wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple, or Amazon, or even YouTube. If you're here watching on YouTube, I appreciate you, no matter if you're live or not. Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing great, Bambina. I'm doing fantastic. Alive and kicking. I've only got about 45 minutes. I was meaning to go on live earlier today, but it just wasn't working out. So we're going to get into it. I wanted to share something with you guys. Now, I cannot take credit for this, but when I read it, man, it just hit me. It just hit me. So it's this concept, an idea of the difference between being content and being complacent. Now, in my past, I have always said, I don't want to be content or complacent. However, I have found the flaws in my thinking. And that's part of building a strong mindset, right? Is understanding that we can get better, that we make mistakes. We can, we can change. We can change our perspective, our mindset, the way we think, the way we act, everything. Like you are in control of that. So I was wrong. I will admit. And here's why. And this is what I'm going to do just because I want to make sure. Actually, it's on my phone. So I think it's on my phone. We're going to pull this up real quick. So we want to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the difference between content and complacency, right? Contentment and complacency. So this is from Google, but this just will help me articulate my thoughts on this and why I was incorrect with this, right? Because being content is feeling satisfied and at peace with your current situation. It involves appreciation, gratitude for where you're at. And complacency is being satisfied with the current situation, even when seeing that you need to improve. And we're going to get back into that here in a minute. But why I always had a different vision or a different idea of what being content meant, and to me, it was a negative connotation. But I also want to say that I haven't completely given up on that thought process, and here's why. There's a dichotomy that comes in being content. You can be content, and I believe you should be content in your current present moment. Like, for instance, right now in this 10 seconds, I am content with sitting here at my desk. I am happy just what's going on. I am happy that you are here. I'm happy that I can be here, that I can go live, that I can talk to you. Robert, I'm happy that you're here. Just, I'm happy you're here. Bambina, I'm happy you're here. That is being content in my current situation, in my current moment, in these 10 seconds. But where that dichotomy comes in, and the other side of the coin, is I'm not content with where I'm at in life. And I don't mean that in a negative way. What that means is that I have goals and dreams and a vision of where I want my life to be. So am I content in this very moment? Absolutely 100%. I love my family, I love my wife. However, I'm not happy with where I'm at right now because I haven't accomplished my goals. And maybe I never will, but that's the dichotomy of being content, right? So, on the other side of that, you can be content, just don't be complacent. That is where you find the issue, is becoming complacent in where you're at. Being happy with where you're at, but then being lazy about it. And because here's the thing, you can be happy with where you're at, but everybody can always improve. Nobody is ever at the top of the mountain. Nobody's at the pinnacle of their life. Now, people may be up on the climb and be higher than where they consider others. However you want, I don't know how you want to. I don't know how I'm trying to articulate that. But everybody can improve. And everybody should have the desire to improve. Now, if you don't, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not that type of person. Do I want to help you to see that you should improve and that you can improve? Then, yeah, 100%. That is what I want to do. But it's not my job to push you if you don't want to be pushed. You got to do a topic on toxic positivity. Yeah, well, Bambina, I'm going to write that down. We're just going to take a quick break here and acknowledge the chat. Bambina, I do like that topic. I think I know where you're going with that. Um, Toxic positivity. And I'm going to touch on that really quick, but then yeah, absolutely. That's what we should do, is I should dedicate a whole live to that, or a whole show to that. 100%. Yep, I will get back to your comment real quick. Let me chat about this. So toxic positivity, the way that I see that is, for instance, the way that I look at my mindset. A lot of people will look at me and listen to my content and everything and be like, dude, you're just all positive all the time, aren't you? I said, well, I mean, I try to lean towards the positive 100%. I say 100% a lot, but anyway, I digress. But it's not, here's the thing. You don't want to be so positive that you can't see the actual situation for what it is. So I tell people, yes, I am positive and I try to look for the positive side of things, but that doesn't mean that it's always just sunshine and rainbows. It just means that we can find a lesson maybe in the experience or the situation that we are experiencing, right? So just to simply say, like, here's the deal. Toxic positivity, I'm just going to use an example. And again, I don't want to dive into this too much because I want to get to the content and complacency. But toxic positivity would be, as an example, you get in a car accident. You're not going to be smiling about that. You're not going to be happy about it. That to me is toxic positivity, or just not understanding that, hey, life sometimes it sucks, but we've got to be real about it, right? And that's where my mindset teaching, that's where I have developed in my mindset framework, is in that realist mindset. Now it leans towards the positive 100%. You guys have heard me talk about it, I'm sure, about negative thoughts and negativity. Yeah, we don't need that in our lives, but life sometimes sucks 100%. Real quick too, to get back to the chat. Yeah, just so go to my bio and click on my link tree. The top link there is a link to my mindset journal if you're interested. It is updated. The thing about that is I just updated it, but I've got other updates that I'm going to do, but it is updated. So please go if you are interested in it. Just, yes, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to see the mindset journal and you want to use it, yeah, please go purchase it. I mean, I make like $1 off of it because I don't make much. But if you want to go support me that way, just I would appreciate that. Or anybody else that's interested, go check it out. I would really appreciate that. Bubba, what's going on? Rhonda, new by Holland. What's up? Austin, dude, I saw your message. You're here. Oh, thank you for the heart me, Austin. I saw your message. I have literally been in meetings. In fact, when I was messaging you here just a minute ago, I was in conference calls and doing some coaching and in some group coaching as well. And so I was messaging you in there, but I will get back to you, dude. I want to chat with you more, 100%. So I appreciate you being here. We're talking about being content versus being complacent for everybody that's new here that hasn't been here since we started. And we're just talking about the differences. Yeah, absolutely. I'll get back to you, Austin. No worries. Oh, Austin, thanks for the chilies. So here's the thing. I didn't even realize that was up there. I'm looking at my screen. So I have the chilies on there because I go live in the morning during my workouts, because that's one thing I want everybody to understand is my mindset framework, everything that I teach in here and my coaching, part of that is moving your body and being healthy. I don't just teach it and preach it, like I live it. And so my workouts, a lot of times, Mountain Tough, these guys, they talk about the workouts being spicy. And so I like it when people send me chilies, because I'm like, ooh, that's a spicy workout, that's where I go for that. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to it. The topic at hand. And Bambina, I did write down your comment for sure. Yeah, no worries, and here's the deal. I'm going to be honest with my mindset journal. Here's the thing. Can you do it on your own without having my journal? Yeah, 100%. You know why? Because I am the number one success of my own coaching. And here's why. These aren't all of them, but these are past mindset journals. It's just in a composition notebook. You don't have to have my mindset journal to work on yourself. You don't have to. You don't even have to go through my framework. A lot of what I teach and everything is up there. But if you want to be coached by me and you want that accountability and you want somebody to be not only teach you how to be accountable to yourself, find the motivation in yourself and find what works for you, but I can be that for you as well to start out, and I can show you how to do that. So that's why I do that. Yeah, I appreciate that, Just. Absolutely. It does. So yeah, since you guys are asking about it, we're going to go into it. So, and this is what I need to do, because I haven't done this when I get in these lives, because you guys are being phenomenal and you guys are engaging with me, I get squirrel brain. And so the topics are all over the place. There are tips and tricks in here. Really what it is I go through and I'll shoot a video where it's more to the point about what it is, but I'll share with how to use the mindset journal in that video. But that's what I talk about. I talk about the welcome, kind of how to use it, what to do. But what it is, Austin, is I have daily prompts. So daily prompts, there's the mindset growth tasks. There is the mindset buckets, which is the meat and potatoes of what I teach. And that's where the coaching comes in, right? That's the different, so it's an acronym for those. So it's an acronym. You can see it, right? So M is for the mind, I is for income, N is for network, D is for discipline, S is soul, E is for evaluate, and T is temple. And we can definitely go into that for sure. But it's daily prompts, and then we do weekly prompts. And then when I do coaching, I do monthly as well. And it's set up on a 90-day basis. So like a 3-month, it's quarterly. So yeah, that is everything. And where the real tips and where the real meat and potatoes comes from is from my one-on-one coaching or even my group coachings. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. However, yeah, and that's kind of some of the stuff I wanted to talk to you about, Austin. But anyway, we'll get into that later. So what we're talking about, the topic at hand today, is being content versus being complacent. And again, just to reiterate, I know, Robert, you were here, so you're going to hear this again, but I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the heart me's, all that, for the chilies. I appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a big part of it, right? I definitely feel better when I work out in the morning. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, MEK, she's phenomenal. I love it. I love jumping on. Did they go on this morning? I'm just curious, and then we'll get back into it. Did they go on? Because after I got done with mine, I tried to go find her and but I couldn't find the live. Anyway, Content versus complacent. Contentment is being happy or being satisfied with where you are at in the current moment. Now, there's a dichotomy there because you can be happy in the 10 seconds, but you may still have goals and dreams and desires. So you're not content with your life. Does that make sense? There's a dichotomy, or am I explaining myself well enough? That's the dichotomy of being content. Now, complacency is being happy in your current situation, but knowing that you can improve, but doing nothing about it. Essentially, we call that being lazy. And it's fine. It's okay. I've been there. I have been there where I'm like, man, I really, really need to do this. I should really do that. But I don't do anything about it. I don't take action with it. So I just want to reiterate, like, I'm not talking down to anybody whatsoever. Again, the reason that I have this and the reason I'm so passionate about this, because I was in a not a great place in my life quite a few years ago, and I did this for myself, and I pulled myself out along with help from other people 100%. But that's why I believe so much in my mindset framework. So, content and complacency. Um, we're going to get into it now because I really wanted to read this for you. I wanted to share this with you because when I read this, it really, really man, it just hit me. Like, I sat there and thought about it, and just the words came out. So I cannot take credit for it. I have to give credit to my friends over at Code of the West. It was a post that they had put, and I don't remember if it was on Instagram or where it was at, but I want to read this to you guys because this was really powerful. It says, complacency doesn't happen all at once. It happens in the small moments and the quiet justifications. At first, it's just a single excuse, a reason to rest, a justification for stepping back. No harm done, right? But then it happens again and again until one day the habit is set and stepping back becomes the default instead of pushing forward. The strongest people weren't given any easier path. They had every reason to stop, just like you. But every moment where quitting made sense, they didn't choose it. They understood something most people don't. Excuses don't just let you off the hook, they train you to quit. And that's the real cost of complacency. Not just the missed opportunity or the goal left unfinished, but the quiet erosion of self trust. That's important. We'll come back to that. The loss of the part of you that knows you can handle more. Because every time you choose comfort over effort, that part of you fades. And the next time, the excuses come easier. The work feels harder until eventually you stop believing you are ever capable at all. Excuses will always be there. So will the work. And only one of them makes you stronger. Now, if any of you guys have followed me for quite a long time, I talk about this in mindset. I talk about mindset being a muscle that you have. It's like a muscle that you have to exercise, right? And I use this analogy of the day one you walk into the gym and you pick up a 30-pound dumbbell. And you're like, oh man, that's kind of heavy. And then day two, you walk into the gym and you pick it up, and day three and day four, and you get to day 60, day 90, day 120, you go an entire year or whatever that time frame is, a time set more than a couple days. Okay. And you show up every single day and you put in the time and you put in the work. You pick up that 30-pound dumbbell a year later, and in your brain will be like, oh man, that was easy. But was it easier? I'm here to tell you it's not any easier. 100% it's not. That weight did not get any less. It's not like 30 pounds changed. And the gravity that creates the mass or the force that makes it feel like 30 pounds, that didn't change. What changed? You changed. You got stronger. And that's what that message is conveying. It's that complacency. Here's the thing, because complacency and getting stuck with where you're at, it doesn't just happen overnight. It just creeps in. It's that, and it creeps in. It's the small moments, right? It's the little things where you let yourself off the hook. Now, I'm also going to back this up because there are programs out there like self-help programs and everything and they're phenomenal. Like, some people, love them, and I'm not going to knock anything else, but they will say, here's the deal. If you can't do this for a certain number of days, you have to start over. I get that. I love that mentality. I love that mindset. However, we have to also understand that we need to give ourselves a little bit of grace when we are starting from square one. right? Because here's the thing, if you give yourself a little bit of grace, but then like, let's say, just use this as an example. Let's say you've been going to the gym for, a good week, 2 weeks, 30 days or whatever. And then you decide, or for whatever reason, you can't go that next day. Okay. One day's okay. But just like this talks about how it's the small justifications over time, don't do it the next day. Don't let yourself off the next day. Give yourself grace and be like, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm not human, but then jump right back on it. And here's the thing. In the beginning, it's going to be a challenge to want to go. And then the longer you do it and the more you work at it, it's going to be harder not to go. You'll still have those days where that voice inside of you, that little, voice inside your head is telling you, dude, you don't need to go. You can take the day off. You're going to have those days. I have those days. I'll be honest. Yesterday was one of those days for me. It was a phenomenal week last week, but it was a grind. It was a push. The weekend was awesome. We had so much fun. It was a grind. It was a push. I was tired. I woke up at 4:45 and voice in my head was like, dude, you don't need to go. It also said, hey, you don't need to go live. Nobody watches you anyway. But you know what? I was like, nah, F that. No, that's not the way we do. That's not what we do. That's not what we're here for. Let's freaking go. Let's get in there. Now, was it tough? 100% it was. You can ask JD. JD, what's up, man? You can ask JD. He was watching. Dude, it was tough. Today was tough. I didn't want to be in there today either, right? But you show up and you do it and you make it happen. That's what we do. Robert, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But that's what we have to do is we have to understand that mindset, building your body, building your mind, building your soul, it takes time. And it's the small incremental movements, small incremental improvements over time is where you see the real progress. But you have to be careful about that because time and progress also can go the other way with complacency, right? It's just a single excuse, but it's when you let it happen again and again and again. That's where you can really get yourself in trouble. But that's what I'm here for, right? And here's the other thing too. Eventually, and some people say, yeah, you just got to find the motivation. You got to do this and that. Yeah, external motivations are great and external inspirations are great. Where you really see the transformation, where you really see the things that you can accomplish is when that motivation comes from within. And that is my goal. When I talk about mindset, my goal with my mindset framework is to get you to understand and get you to realize that you are in control. Because people, here's the deal. I'm going to give you some real talk here too. You are in the place you're in life because of the decisions that you made. It's a tough truth to come to realize. And sitting in this moment right now, I'm realizing that myself, right? I am in the position I'm in, good or bad, because of the decisions that I have made. Right. And you can say, well, but this happened and that happened. Well, 100%. There are things in your life, in this world, that happen around us that we cannot control 100%. But what can we control? We can control ourselves. So that is a very, very scary and real truth to hold on to understand, to realize. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. That's also the amazing part of that truth. Because if my decisions put me in the place that I'm in right now, guess what? My decisions can get me out of it. I have total control. I can get myself out. I can start taking those steps to move forward. It doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight, because it doesn't. Just like we talked about, it's a small incremental movements over time, or improvements over time. That is the theory of Kaizen. If you guys have ever heard of Kaizen, that's another thing that I want to do. So hold me until the fire on this. Anybody that's here, is there's some philosophies, some Japanese philosophies that I really enjoy and I want to share with you guys, but that's one of them is Kaizen. It's consistent, continuous improvement focused on small improvements each day over the long term. That's what equals the big change, right? We can boil it down to this. This is what we talk to my boys about our athletes that we talk about, and my clients, anybody that's coached by me, get 1% better every day. Get 1% better. You're not in competition. Here's the other thing too. 100% our own fault. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I don't want, like, fault is a tough word, but yeah, 100% it is. I love it, JD. Like, you are hitting it head on. Yeah, it's on us, right? And that's extreme ownership. If you guys have ever heard of Jocko Willink, extreme ownership. But we talk about 100 get 1% better every day. We do this drill with my baseball athletes. And I've got a way that I do it with my mindset clients as well, but with my athletes, because I was just thinking about it last night when we were doing it, but I remind them, so it's a kneeling start. So you basically are down on one foot, and you're in a kneeling position, right? And you're sitting there. And what you do is when I say go, you lean forward until you're ready to fall over, and then you get up and run. But it's like a fluid anyway. There's specifics into that. But we have some kids that are really, really fast and some that aren't really, really fast. And we've got everywhere in between. And you can tell that some of them understand that. Like, as kids, they're really intuitive, they're really smart, and they understand that. They understand that difference. And one thing that I have to always remind them is, especially with that drill, because it's so dependent on your abilities, especially, and then your comfort. Like, once you get to that point where you're going to fall over, that you don't have to be first. And in fact, you are not competing with your teammates in this drill. What you're doing is you're competing with yourself. Can you get better at it than you were the last time? That's all we need. That's all we want. That's what it is. Get 1% better every day. Don't be complacent. You can be content with where you're at currently in that 10 seconds, and you should be, because that's gratitude, right? Bringing it back for full circle to content versus complacent. You should be content with where you're at in that 10 seconds. Like, you should be happy. Like I said, I'm happy that you're here. JD, I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy for all the people that came through and supported me. I am happy for that. I'm happy sitting at my desk right now. I am content with where I am at right here, sitting at the desk, talking to you. But on the other hand, I'm also not content with where my life is, because I've got goals, I've got dreams, I've got aspirations, I've got things that I want to do and want to accomplish. But here's the thing. I'm not going to be so content that I get complacent, that I'm like so happy with where I'm at currently that I'm not going to improve. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yeah, kids are brutally honest. Anybody that's been around kids, has kids, nieces, nephews, whatever it is. Yeah. John Rogers, what's up? Reno Holly. How are you guys? How are you? We are just about 10 minutes away from probably wrapping up. Like I said, I only had about 30, 45 minutes here today. I went live this morning for over an hour, but I wanted to jump on and share this with you. Wanted to share that message from our friends over at Code of the West. I really wanted to share that with you. And hopefully that came out well enough, because I want to keep that passage open and on my page. So hopefully I'm able to take this live and produce it into maybe some shorts and my long form. Reno Holly, what is happening? You are a name that I have not seen before. I'm curious how you found me. Was it FYP? Was it some of my videos that you saw? I'm just curious. Appreciate you coming in, stopping in and saying what's up. It's good to see. Are you going to go? Yeah, I'm glad you're here too, Just. Are you going to go live and cook anymore? So, oh, baby. I mean, I should, right? J Dog, what up? What's up, man? That was kind of a spur of the moment thing, and then it kind of got ruined because I jumped onto Trappers Live. So JD and Reno, you guys are here. If you have not checked out my good friend Trapper Searles here on TikTok as well, please do so. TrapperSearles. He is a phenomenal individual, one of my true life best friends. We've known each other for 30 plus years, so I got to give him a shout out. Him and I are on similar paths, and we are in the business of serving others. And we have slightly different demographics, as far as what social media tells us, but he's a phenomenal individual, phenomenal friend. He's over hanging out across the pond right now, but ideas on meals. So JD, ooh, here's the thing. I'm going to plug another friend of mine. So anybody that's listening, so JD, listen up. I have got a friend here on TikTok that I met on TikTok. I don't know him personally, but we have chatted quite a bit. His name on here, his handle is Dad versus Takeout. Dad versus Takeout. Go check him out. He does some fun stuff, and that's what he does. Is he helps people, dads. He's catering towards dads, but he helps people kind of meal plan and not eat out as much, and be healthier and that sort of thing, which I love, because the T and mindset, right? That's temple, and your temple is your body. Now you got to move your body, yes, but number one, you have to eat healthy. Yeah, nutrition, you got to dial that in. Number two is, you got to feed yourself, right? That's number one. Number two, you got to move your body, and number three, you got to rest. But yeah, good. You follow him, just he's a super cool dude. That's one thing I really want to do with this platform too, is share people that I have met and people that I am networking with, because it is in my being that a rising tide raises all ships. A good friend of mine, Walt, said that to me. He says it all the time, and I've adopted it. A rising tide raises all ships. Like, we need to be here to support everybody, support our friends, the people that are on good missions in their life. So I will share that for sure. Oh, JD, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Sammy Flyboy. What up, Sammy Flyboy? How are you? Pretty fly. Sammy Flyboy. Love it. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate that. Derek Lurks, man, because he says that I need my sleep. You do need your sleep. Oh, Sammy Flyboy, thank you for the heart me. I don't know if it shows up or when it does, because the studio thing is weird. Thank you for the heart me, Sammy Flyboy. I appreciate you. I'm doing phenomenal, my friend. We were sitting here talking about the differences between being content and being complacent. So I appreciate you coming in, stopping in. How did you come about me? How did you find me? Just curious. I always like to, when I see new people in here, I always like to ask. Derek, you as well. Oh, Derek. Oh, no, you don't look familiar. Appreciate you coming in here, Derek. Meeks. What up, Meeks? Sammy Flyboy, 9 days left. I don't know what that means. I do not know what that means. Oh, Trapper. Yeah, dude. He's my dude. Is he on live right now? I would feel bad if we were on live at the same time. Oh, that's how I know you, Sammy Flyboy. You and Cupcake. Yes. Man, I love this community thing that we've got going on. It's phenomenal. It's super fun. Yeah. Love it. What other questions? Anybody have any questions? Would you like me to read? Oh, do you want me to read you the passage, or did you hear it? Sammy Flyboy and Derek. I know Justin, JD. I know you guys both heard it, but love that the chat is chatting. Chat is chatting, and that is phenomenal. I appreciate that. But yeah, we'll just kind of wrap it up, bring it full circle before we have to jump off of here. But yeah, content versus complacent. In my past, I had a tendency to be incorrect about these terms, meaning in how I thought about them. And I was like, I don't want to be content or complacent, but that was the wrong type of thinking to a certain degree. And then I'll read it for you, Sammy Fly. Absolutely. So there's a dichotomy to being content, right? You should be, in my opinion, I want to be content in my 10 seconds, in my present moment, meaning I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I'm happy being here sitting at this desk. I'm happy with my family, my wife, my boys. I'm happy with talking to you. I'm happy that you're here in this 10 seconds, in this moment. I am grateful. I am so appreciative of everything. I am content in this moment. However, the dichotomy comes, the flip of that is I am not content with where my life is, because I have goals, dreams, and aspirations, right? So there's that. Complacency, though, is where you have to be careful. Complacency is being happy in your moment, knowing that you should improve your life, that you should always be improving, but you don't. So I'll read this to you real quick, and then we will probably have to bounce out of here. I got to go pick up my boys. Well, one of them. Well, both of them. But anyway, all right, here we go. So again, this was shared by my friends over at Code of the West. Shout out to them. I wonder if they're, I don't remember if I saw this on Instagram or TikTok. If it's on TikTok, I'm going to tag them here or I'm going to tag them wherever. Go check them out. Code of the West. It's pretty cool. So this is what they said. Complacency doesn't happen all at once. It happens in the small moments and the quiet justifications. At first, it's just a single excuse, a reason to rest, a justification for stepping back. No harm done. But then it happens again and again until one day the habit is set and stepping back becomes the default instead of pushing forward. The strongest people weren't given an easier path. They had every reason to stop, just like you. But every moment where quitting made sense, they didn't choose it. They understood something most people don't. Excuses don't just let you off the hook, they train you to quit. And that's the real cost of complacency, not just the missed opportunity or the goal that was left unfinished, but the quiet erosion of self-trust, the loss of the part of you that knows you can handle more. Because every time you choose comfort over effort, that part of you fades. And the next time, the excuse comes easier. The work feels harder until eventually you stop believing you were ever capable at all. Excuses will always be there. So will the work, and only one of them makes you stronger. Gosh, that's powerful. I love that. I wanted to go back and I said, because the first time I read this, I said I was going to come back to it, but I didn't. And there's this part, just checking the time. I apologize, everybody. There's this part about here where it says, but the quiet erosion of self-trust. That right there in itself is an important part of mindset and building confidence. The reason that the reason in my past why I have not had the confidence is because I said that I was going to do something and then I didn't do it. Not for anybody else. I always showed up for everybody else, but I didn't do it for myself. And that's what that's talking about is you letting yourself off the hook, right? It erodes at your self-trust, which erodes at your self-confidence. The best way to build your self-confidence is to just simply show up for yourself and do what you say you're going to do. And that doesn't mean for other people, because I guarantee, shouldn't say that because you shouldn't put out guarantees. In my life, I would always show up, or majority of the time, 90% of the time, I would show up for everybody else, but I wouldn't be showing up for myself. I didn't have the confidence. I had to rebuild that. And that again is where my mindset journal and where my mindset coaching and my framework was born, was figuring out how to do that. And so that's what I do is I help people figure that out. Absolutely, Sammy Flyboy. Keep showing up no matter how hard it gets. And people always say too on that is they'll say, just like we talked about earlier, oh, life gets easier. Life gets easier as it goes along. Nope. I'm here to tell you, life doesn't get easier. People say, well, things get easier. Nope, they don't. What happens is you get stronger, right? You get more adept to dealing with the challenges that life brings. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some challenges that are unexpected. It's the chaos of life, 100% that can challenge us and challenge us to our core. But you keep showing up for yourself and you build that self-confidence. You build that mindset. Things won't be easier, but you'll be stronger. You'll be able to deal with it in a better manner. Did I just see Jack come in here? I almost said Jackie. Jacqueline. How are you, Jacqueline? How are you? Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you being here. JD, thank you for the chilies. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Folks, I got to get out of here. Bambina, you are back. So everybody that's here, just so you are aware as well, we are getting ready to launch our new beta program for our mindset coaching. And if you're interested in learning more about that, please reach out to me with DMs. I think most of you we have chatted, except for Sammy Flyboy. I think that just you and I haven't, but everybody else we have. So Sammy, if you are interested also in that, let me know. Just shoot me, go over to DMs and just type in mindset and we can chat about that. I took a 30-second nap. Dude, that is a straight power nap. Bambina, I love it. One of these days we'll have to do a topic about that, like power naps and how to do it. There's so many different tricks and trades. Like I do, oh, what do we call that when we there's a nap that I like to do when like I got like 7 or 8 minutes. There's actually science behind it. Or like 15 minutes. Drink a cup of coffee before you take a nap and then take a nap. I'm telling you what, you want to wake up with some energy. Woo, boy, howdy. I tell you what. All right, folks, I need to get out of here because I've got to go take care of the boys, my boys. So I appreciate you guys being here. As always, thank you so much. JD, Just, Bambina, Sammy Flyboy, Robert was in here. We had Austin here from, yeah, Wads. I like it. Thank you. Thank you, Just. Man, this was a good one. Oh man, I should have planned better because I want to stay on here and hang out with you guys. Man, this conversation was great. Thank you so much. Bambina, thank you for the ideas too. We will do that toxic positivity. We'll talk about that for sure. Maybe we can do that later this week. But I appreciate you all. Thank you for coming on, checking us out. As always, most of you do, but if you don't, follow me, follow my boy Trap. Go follow Dad versus Takeout. Everybody's in the chat. Follow Just, JD505, Bambina, Sammy Flyboy, everybody. Robert that was here earlier, Austin, everybody. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys, and we'll check you next time. We will see y'all later. Thank you.